It sounds to me, what I gather, everything that you just said, you've instilled this in your players and in your program. That's kind of one of the main pillars of your program. And you see it with someone who you work with in the athletic department at the University of Alabama, Nick Saban. He's instilled certain pillars in that program, and players fall into that system. I'm not talking about the X's and O's. I'm talking about the other external, it's the word of the show, by the way, there's other external factors. And it seems like that you've put together a plan for your program that's been foolproof, that doesn't really involve the X's and O's. It more involves just the program and the health and longevity of a successful softball collegiate Division I program.
I definitely believe that. And, he calls it the process.
Right.
And I see him every Sunday at Mass. We're both Catholic, and he never misses. Win, lose, or draw, he's always there, which is very admirable. But he definitely has a system in place. And he also never talks about, we got to win this game. And he doesn't want to look at the scoreboard at any time. The scoreboard is irrelevant because you're playing to beat the guy in front of you, and you want to beat him for 4 quarters, not for a quarter, not for half, not for 3, but for 4. And can you do that? Can you dominate him for 4 quarters? Just like a pitcher for us, are you going to pitch really well for 3 innings, 5 innings, or are you going to dominate him for 7 innings? So he'll come to talk to the team as well, and always in the spring because he's way too busy in the fall. But every time he comes, everybody, you kind of, when you hear it from somebody else and kind of saying the same thing that I say for years, but when it comes from somebody else in a little different way, man, it hits home. And every single time he has a message that resonates with everybody on the team.
Yeah.
So, what I love at Alabama is I love that I'm a spring sport and he's a fall sport. Mm-hmm. And we have had our soccer team this year, #1 in the country, got the #1 seed in the NCAA tournament. They just beat somebody last night, 9-0. But we get to, enjoy. They're right across the street from us on campus. So our kids and their kids have become really good friends. I'm really good friends with their coach. And everything that they do, we get to talk about. Everything that football does, we get to talk about. If maybe something happens that wasn't good, I get to learn from that and maybe we not do it in the spring. Right. So I absolutely love having a fall to go through, learn from Coach Saban, learn from Wes Hart. The cross-country teams at Alabama both won SEC championships. So you get to see all that success. And then you kind of like, okay, this is what we want to do. Yeah. And it just permeates throughout the whole athletic department.
So when he comes in, it's like hearing that other voice other than your parents' voice, right? When their parents try to teach their kids or try to coach their kids, and they hear a different voice, but the same message. It kind of resonates differently, I guess, right?
Oh, absolutely. So if you were to come in and talk about intangibles, you would be, godlike. Mm-hmm. But even though I had just said it 2 weeks before that, just a different message. Yeah. But it's almost like when somebody else affirms the message that I'm giving, it's solid. Right. And we had several of our alums come back a couple of weeks ago, and Cassie was one of them, and she got to talk to the team, and they just absolutely loved, everything she had to say and how she said it, and her presence is just so professional. And it was just so good to see. Kayla Bro was another one. She talked about being the best leadoff in the country, excuse me, and just everything that they said really hit home with every one of our players.